What's up, YouTube? We are back with the Suburban today. It's time to get this thing idling. I was gonna say running, but the transmission is bad, so we're just gonna get it to idle. The fuel pump is not doing its job, so we have to drop this gas tank, see what's going on. And they had already replaced the fuel pump, because you can see that they put this screw in here and they didn't put these two back in. So we're gonna remove this one just to not break this little plastic piece in there. Flathead. And then I think we're gonna be messing with these lines right here, so we could get them removed from at least that side to have some wiggle room for the tank to drop down. I'm not really looking forward to this, but it is what it is. So it idles, but then it dies. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it in the previous video if you guys been seeing the videos on this truck. We also washed it up. Look at these wheels, came out real good. Tires aren't the best, but the wheels are really clean. So we got this one loose with the flathead, and then this one was a 10mm. See if I could I don't know if I'm gonna be able to slide them from there, but this thing got dual exhaust all the way to the front. I don't know why that cat's all crooked, but maybe it got bent out of shape or something. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. I'm thinking of pressure washing this just so it could look cleaner. Well, who knows? So these are just two straps. You can see one here, one there. I don't know if we drop them from the front. Oh yeah. So these are the two bolts right here. As soon as that drops, I should be able to get to the connector. I think it might be that one right there. I don't know. We'll see right now as we go. I'm gonna try to tuck this up out of the way a little bit with some zip ties. Kind of hard to record down here, so I'm gonna get to removing these hoses, or at least breaking them loose. I don't know if I could get some WD-40 up in there, and then I'll get to working on those bolts. Okay, so we just got the jack right here with some 4x4s, and I'm gonna get to these size 16, this one and that one right there. So we're facing, this is the back of the rear end of the Suburban. We got one side out. This one we've been struggling, so I'm thinking of dropping the tank just a little bit so I can have more wiggle room to push the hose out that way. But I have to remove these two bolts first, so I'm gonna do that and then tilt it down a little bit. Okay, so we were actually able to just bend these straps out of the way. They're just like a thin piece of metal, and we were able to pull this down a little bit more. So all I can see, it's a couple of lines right there, which shouldn't be a big issue. I think I should be able to drop the tank even lower. There you go. And I'm gonna be able to pull that big hose out, and then there's those little lines right there, and these connectors. I believe one's a ground and one is the power and all that. So let me see if I could get to the other side and remove the lines. I don't even want to mess with those bolts. I mean, nuts or whatever. I think I'll drop a little more. I think the filler hose is actually the only thing holding it up. I think they should have enough room for us to like work down here. It's pretty clean down here. Look, there's not much rust, surface rust and gunk buildup, but other than that, it looks pretty good. The chassis is straight. So actually, We're just gonna try to do it here without removing those lines over there and the connectors on this side, which is probably a really bad idea. I might just disconnect the power plug, but for now we're gonna try to remove all this dirt and stuff from around here to hopefully make it a little easier for us and a lot cleaner, and not get all this dirt in the tank. The good thing about these fuel pumps is that the pump itself is actually like 20 bucks at AutoZone, so it's not a big deal. But just dropping the tank, and actually it's not even that bad to drop this tank. That was gonna be a lot worse. See how much dirt's coming off. Don't want all this dropping inside the tank, and then we're gonna have a clogged filter. And in the previous videos, have you guys seen those? There was no fuel pressure. We tested this fuel pump, and you can see that they actually did some work down here. It's not a bad ground, but they did some work down here, and I guess the fuel pump gave out again. I'm not liking that little leak right there, but we're not gonna fix that right now. So we're gonna get the hammer and the flathead and start pulling this out after we unplug this connector right here. Which one is it? So we got this connector unplugged. It's just these two. Pull this up and out of the way. Comes right out. Now let me get to working on this, and so I can remove this and pull it up out of the way. Alright, so we're actually able to remove this. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was smacking this, and that wasn't what was supposed to come off. Now we gotta figure out how we could separate that from the tank. It doesn't look like it don't want to come out. We got a twister or something. Let me try to pull that out because it's kind of hard. I'm kind of laying here on the side. So I was wrong. We actually did disconnect all these because it didn't have enough slack, or I don't know, something was getting caught up. And it was just getting annoying, so we just decided to pull it all out. So there you have it. I don't know if this should be this dark. And it's actually all torn up down here. This works. I don't see why we would have to replace anything else other than the actual pump. Ground is there, and then these clamps, I don't think they should be on here. From the fuel pumps that we've done in the past, none of them use these type of clamps. They always use the metal ones. I'm not 100% sure, but I think someone just did a little quick Mickey Mouse on here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. Okay, so this is what came off. I don't know if it's any good or not, but this was on there. This was all torn up. It's all dark, and I'm almost 100% sure these clamps aren't supposed to be there. When I would turn on the truck, you could hear it. Like you could hear the fuel pump working, but obviously, I mean, it didn't have pressure. But I don't know if it was because of this hose. And oh, look at that! Yeah, I kind of just want to put this back together, but at the same time, I don't want to do all this work and then have to like put it all. You know what? I might even do that. Just clean this up real good. Toss it back in there with another. I need to go get some fuel hose. And then or should I just buy another pump? I don't know. I gotta get another. Either way, I gotta get another filter thing for the pump. I'm gonna stop at AutoZone real quick and see if they have it in stock. If they have it in stock, I'll just toss a new one in here. If not, then I'll put this one back in instead of waiting. Just got back from AutoZone. This is the strainer I got for the fuel pump. So yesterday we actually found some fuel line, which is what we put right there with some clamps. So I'm just gonna put the strainer on, and then hopefully we can get it to turn on. Kind of tight down here. So I'm gonna just put the strainer on and then slide the pump back in the tank, hook everything back up, and hopefully it works. Should be the same as this one. Yeah, it's roughly the same. I don't know if it has to go this way or the other way. It doesn't have a right or wrong way. And this one was long, so it was just like this. We got this on. Now we put a little bit of grease on this. This is the little torn up. But for now, we're just gonna let it be. So I'm gonna have to slide this in. There's only one way this thing could go, or it should go actually. And then put the locking ring back on. I'm gonna do this off camera because I want to make sure that the pump is sitting right, and then I'll put you guys back on in a bit. I got the lock ring in place. Now I have to lift up the tank a little bit to at least hook. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hook these up, well, this one up, before I even go to those lines over there, just to get that out of the way. So the other clamp is right there. I don't know why they wouldn't hook that one back up, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this little clamp that they put on here for now. I messed up the screwdriver. And I just want to lift up the tank a little bit just to be able to turn it on and hopefully see if it stays on. The tank got some gas in it, so it should turn on. It's going to be a little difficult to get those hoses up there. And then I had to fish this through the frame up here to connect it to power. Let me do all this off camera, and then I'll show you guys in a bit what it's looking like. There's a little hole right here. Feel it. So I got the tank in there, not the filler hose. That's just off to the side. I got the rest of the lines in. Now I'm gonna turn it on. Let's see if it stays on. That was the issue we were having, where it wouldn't stay on. I think it's gonna stay on now. Cool. I'm gonna rev it with some gas. That's when it would turn off. There you go. So this was the issue. Crazy. I don't know why they would put that fuel. I think this is like a water line or something. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. I'm gonna secure the fuel tank how it should be, and I'm gonna route the filler hoses up there, and then I'll show you guys once it turns on and we get it off of these jacks, off of these stands. got it off of the jack stands, and it's idling pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the voltage right there. That's the temperature, and I get that fuel pressure. You guys can see it. Yeah, it's as bright as it'll go, but it's all good. It's been idling for like 5-10 minutes now. So we're gonna back it up, and then that's it, pretty much. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Yonke_OXC Films. Like always, that will be in the description down below, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.